836 MHz, polarity, vertical, symbol rate 20770 for Android on Google Play. And now Guide Us TV is available on Roku with Guide Us TV. Here are some ways to get Guide Us TV. Via satellite on Galaxy 19 FTA, FEC 3/4, Channel ID, Guide US TV. You can also download the app to your available for iPhones from the App Store, for Android on Google Play. And now Guide Us TV.
California. I got something I want you to look at. Just bear with me right now. Take a look at this thing and see 100 years ago, about 800, 900 years ago, those were translated into Arabic. I don't know if you're in Spain, Algeria, Aljazair, or Misr, Egypt. You'll hear different forms of Arabic. Allah always speaks the truth. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. It's usually associated with somebody it just recited the Quran.
Very good.
Oh, mashallah. Yeah, I can understand that. I've heard that there are certain states that are returning back to a quote-unquote normal level on that staying apart from each other, not shaking hands.
But we did have all 5 salahs, and we have a social on prayer rugs, provide with the disinfectant. This is one positive step. So let's see what happens in the.
Now, this brings up another subject, though. We're talking about people virus. Is that still the classification?
Well, it's still classified as a virus COVID-19, and it is what the future holds. That those people who are infected, even they recover. Do they have immunity? How long do they have this? Such a short time, we're not able to get the answers. But inshallah.
Remember back in those days when we had to, do all this and that. Yeah, but everything becoming better,
Exactly.
What about the Quran? Now, we were talking about all of the Arabs on the planet can understand that Alexandria, Egypt is the home of one of the largest libraries, and told me that of them at that time converted, even whole villages. One was Khulun. Did I say it right? I'm not sure. But when Dr. Islam came over and said, "Okay, we'll give you the right to keep your religion." No.
Most elite class and their rulers. So when people will go, they open their hearts, they open their houses, they open everything, so that many times it was just for the Muslim armies to go into the countries. No Arab has prosperity over non-Arab. Non-Arab has prosperity over.
As I know from the teachings of Muhammad and from the Quran, but there are 2 kinds of protests that are going on, actually. The one that's the protest against forcing people in the particular religion of Islam. Are you aware about this?
Well, I know millions of dollars are being spent against advertisement, something or not. If I would really like to. What's your take on it?
Well, maybe we could ask our brothers and sisters who are following us. If you're following us on any of the social media, for instance, Twitter, or to know, because I know we have people watching us from all around the world. And by the way, if you haven't shared this yet, please do so and realize that every time you share it, there are other people who get to benefit. Maybe they're not even Muslim, but they get the benefit from this program, and you get the reward. Also, tell other people about what you're going on in Burma or Myanmar. Was there a mass evacuation out of there of Muslims? Did they have to change themselves? What you can do right now to administer to that change is share this.
Light on Galaxy 19 FTA at this satellite frequency, transponder rate 5, Guide US TV. You can also download the app to your smartphone.
Really? Maybe. Does something really? Living on one of the smaller planets in one of the solar systems of one of the smaller
that we see in ourselves and our body and the universe and so on. So the evidence is overwhelming and compelling in the Quran. The most argumentative of all creatures is the human. But we're dying to hear positive messages that get them back closer to the Creator, God Almighty, for all mankind, for all God children, and maybe that will be a prelude to see the humanistic part.
You mentioned 13 centuries, and it was about 1,300 years ago when Islam went into Egypt, and we were told that they went in there and forced everybody at the point of the sword. You either accept Islam or you're going to die and shoot. And number one, okay, I was amazed to become masjids at the time of these people, Ibn Tulun and Amr ibn al-As, and even at the time of the
friend to reserve a spot for you. So I can relate to a lot of memories from all those places. And it's fascinating. Every place went to Indonesia, whatever. You know what? I don't have a business with you, and I'm impressed by how nice that I got. But they were said, "Kunu mitlana." We want to be like you guys. And honesty and honest trading practices. That's Indonesia, the biggest.
Another thing that we about, and I'd expound on that a little bit if you don't mind, is that there was a common requested to join along with us. The Prophet ﷺ said, the closest to us.
Woman robbed from Bani Makhzum. They committed a robbery. Would you please go and mediate this? So talking to Yashfa alayna Rasul, maybe he would. Elites have committed robbery, they will let him go. But if the da'if or the weak or disfranchised have robbed, they would they would fulfill the fullest extent of the law only on this Inna Fatima, the most beloved daughter to Prophet Muhammad.
Solution for this group, and then another group over here that doesn't even apply to them at all. Situation or the bloodline, etc. It only matters that you want to come into the game.
His son, Abdullah, was competing in a running race against a Christian Egyptian.
And all your spirit, and a commandment like it to love your... Now, here's a good chance for us to go back to Dr. Sultan and ask him about what we've been...
About government's effort to express Islam and so on and so forth. One, or just insult them because of that, or for their prayers during the daytime. So these are some...
that he is all of this out of nothing. So if what they're saying is true, then why don't they want to believe in...
That's what they do. Planners don't need guidance. Allah Ta'ala told them to do. Is only along with that has given absolute knowledge to them so that they can use their brain and come to the right conclusion.
All right.
Now, it is up to them.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Those numbers that I'm not familiar with, but definitely, as you say, it's in the Quran that people at the time of Muhammad ﷺ didn't have a clue, but they accepted about science were discovered by...
Whether or not we have the ability to later on, many, that doesn't mean that we should have any doubts. We would have the first how we propel, and this is how we promote, this is how we can reverse this.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We've run out of time. I think, Dr. Sultan, you had something else you want.
He calls Quran as a book of science, not a book of science. But despite science, it has got 1,000 scientific facts in it.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Thank you. Have a chance to really participate. Yes, we are. And let's...
Here are some ways to get Guidus TV. Via satellite on Galaxy 19 FTA. At this satellite frequency, transponder rate 5, frequency